Hey, Crissy.
Hey.
It's weird because last night I was having trouble with the audio with Gray, and he had his headset on. Then I'm like, let me get my headset on. Then we just got this new computer, and it was just weird. And then LaShawn, she was on, you know,
Yeah.
she was on the invite, so I, invited her, and it just all came together. But
Well, that's great. I mean, it is so nice outside right now. This weather is
oh,
amazing.
I know, I know. But you know what? This is what I picture with you. I really do. And Anthony, he just told me he's driving, but he will be on in a few minutes.
Okay.
But we did discuss with you, this will be perfect. With the sun out. I mean, we have to do
This
another
is who
one.
I am.
Well, we have to do
I,
another one.
I got my Costco. Uh,
You ready?
this is
You're
who
ready.
authentic me all the time.
Right. I have someone else. Safini Gambi. Huh. Hold on. You gotta, let me see. Hello. I I think I know who this is. Hey, this is Reed. Oh, I don't know if I can hear her. Oh, connecting audio. Oh, she's trying to connect the audio. I think this is Reed. Yeah, this is her, I believe. She's just using a different name. But uh yeah, this is her. Ah, let's see if I can connect her.
I'm trying to figure out how I can see. It says there's 3 participants, but I can only see myself and you.
Oh,
I'm
let me
worried
see.
that I'll be able to see the whole group.
Oh, okay. Let me get this call.
It's probably my video settings.
Hello? Wait, hold on for a second. Oh, okay. You're already in. Go down to the bottom and hit invite. And you see participants? Right. Right. Invite. Okay. And you can put in my email. Yeah. Are you in your car? Yeah, I'm getting in my car. But I couldn't find it. Okay. I'm gonna click invite. Put in my email address. Okay. Click on your email address. Was your email is Anthony Corbin 12? Okay. Because I got her on right now. At gmail.com. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, Crissy. Okay. I, I can I send it to everyone in the meeting? Okay, let me just send it to you again. Because you could, yeah. Because she's able to get on it. But you're not.
So I called about that unlock at 9:21 and it's 9:32 and I'm wondering, should I call again or should I just wait?
Oh, you could stay. You could stay. Can you hear me? Okay, you should have got it. Okay, Crissy, we're just gonna start.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. But Reed just told me she can't talk, but she says, "Hi, I'm in the command center at work."
Hey.
Yeah, but hello,
Which
everyone.
location? Which location?
Let me ask her. Oh, I see you. I see you. Don't worry. Yeah, he's on right now. My co-host. She's under a different name. Okay, can you hear Anthony?
I just want to say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to be on mute, and I'll probably just put my video off, but I'll be able to participate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Crissy, we like to always start our meeting with a prayer, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah. Would you like to say it?
I would love to.
Yeah. Well, this is your platform. This is your forum. It's all about where you're gonna take us in Kansas City.
Well, I appreciate you invite me out. So all right. Y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're so grateful to be here today on this podcast together. Grateful for the good work that Tyrone is doing, connecting people in our community and the love that he has for everyone he meets. Please bless us that we will be able to enjoy each other's company and get to know each other so that we can better understand how we think and what we can do to make the world better, and that we are here together and that we are all brothers and sisters, and we can be a family, and family talks and family gets together. So thanks for this opportunity, and I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Oh, that was right on time. That was right on time.
I've been to church. I'm a kid.
I appreciate it. I received
it. Wow. Oh man, we might have another position for you. But I just want to thank you, Crissy, for taking time out of your busy and hectic schedule, because I believe you have an election coming up this Tuesday. So
right.
Yeah, I believe you're one of the people that's on the ballot. So we just appreciate your time, and we know that there's a lot of things happening every day as we speak, but we know that you're constantly on the battlefield, but we also know that you're in tune with everyone. You strike me as a great listener, because I still remember last time I saw you. Well, we actually took pictures together, but but how you was in tune with what your surroundings. You have great self-awareness, and a lot of people don't have that. We need more self-awareness. That's why me and Anthony started communicating as confidence, because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, I need you to call me every morning and explain to me how you see me, because those were some great words to hear, and I appreciate that.
Right.
And Tyrone, I think a lot. I am a thinker. I'm always thinking, and I mean, it's always just ideas are whirling. And the other day, I was thinking about you know, how much I just love being out in the community. I talk to everyone because there are some really, everyone is really great. You know, just get to know people and they'll blow you away, right?
Right,
Anybody,
right,
anybody has a story, you know? And
right.
so when you
Wow.
said be a good listener, I will tell you there are a lot of powerful white men in this town that tell me I am not a great listener.
Wow.
Thing is, it's easy to listen when the person has something to say, you know,
Yes.
and there's a lot of people that want to talk, but they don't really have much to say. And so maybe
Thank
since
you. Thank you.
you're a great listener, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's just I'm great at listening when somebody has something to say.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That sounds like a book right there. That sounds
Hey,
like a title of a book.
write it down.
Right. Me and Anthony listened to a gentleman called Myron Golden. He's a millionaire, but he also teaches on biblical principles. He said something the other day that struck me. He's it, a gentleman that does his own podcast told him about another gentleman that quoted, when someone asks you a question twice, that means they're literally, that to them you're an expert on this, on that subject matter. That's why they ask you question after question, because they've already perceived you as a master, as an expert. And whether we know it or not, that's what it all goes back to accountability. But that's what he said. When someone asks you a couple of questions or questions two times, that means they really value your opinion. You know, so I just wanted to put that out there. I had a question. Um, oh wow, are they going to have another Chupapalooza this year?
Of
Okay,
course,
okay,
we
we're gonna
you
definitely be there.
this year will be our sixth annual. And so it'll be a lot like last year. Last year, I think, you know, every year we're trying to figure out like how to make it better, but also how to make it more, you know, affordable. And, you know, for us, because we're a pretty grassroots nonprofit. And, you
Right.
know, every year I think it gets better. And last year was the fifth year. And I mean, it just felt, you know, it just felt like all was right, you know? And so we look
I
forward
could
to
tell.
get here probably I think we don't have the date posted yet, but I think it's gonna be early October. And hopefully we'll get more and more people to come see what community looks like.
Wow. Thank you. And I could tell from the pictures, I said, these guys, they look like they having a lot of fun. And this year I'm able to bring my family along this year.
Oh, good.
Because I have Fridays and Saturdays off now.
Yep, yep.
I,
Bring the family.
right. She just texted me. Yeah, she works at Kissinger Hunter. And I used to work at Chelsea Brown International, and she told me Kissinger Hunter a while back. So they're like a parent company of Chelsea Brown Plaza Security.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and she told me, she said she was in a car accident with a guy, a gentleman, and next thing you know, he's interviewing her for a job. You know,
Wow,
I was like,
that's great. That's amazing. Yeah, that's why you gotta always show people who you are because you know, like people notice.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's
And
great.
and and I follow you on Facebook. You're everywhere. But see, you know what? That makes me feel good because you're not just in one place. I mean, anybody could be at different places, but you're at places where it matters, like the West Bottoms.
Yeah.
And that's it's Kansas City is really untapped. It's
It
really
really,
untapped.
you know, the thing is, I'll show up anywhere I'm invited.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have a commitment already, and you're like, hey, there's this thing happening in my community, like just let me know, like text it to me or DM it to me, you know, and
See,
I try to go to everything I can because I never regret it. You know,
Yeah, right,
people missing out who don't do this is what I'm saying.
right. All right. Thank you. Hey, Auntie, did you have a question? I think he may be driving. So I don't want him to get in no accident, but maybe if he does, he'll get a better job. He'll get another job. uh, I love, let me ask you this. I love the quote that you said. Um, I believe it was either recently or a while back, but you said we shouldn't have any public servants that aren't motivated by love. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I,
yes.
I
That
believe
aren't, I like that. I like that. Yeah. It's like, what is your motivation? What is your motivation? Yeah. Well,
I would say so much of politics and working in city government is really understanding people's motivation, especially decision makers' motivation.
right,
And when people are asking for something, what's the motivation? And so fundamentally, if you are a public servant and you work for City Hall and your job is to represent people and serve them, then all of that really matters. Whether someone's coming asking for your taxes that you invest into a system that's supposed to like spit back out benefit, like the whole point of paying taxes that you're supposed to benefit from them, right? And so when
right,
people say, hey, that all that tax money that you have from all those people who pay into City Hall, like, we want some of that money for XYZ. And we're not a bank and we're not a private
right.
business, so we have a duty
Oh,
to make sure that whatever is transacting at City Hall ultimately is benefiting you all, because not only do you pay for us to exist, nobody goes works there out of the kindness of their heart. Like, they do get paid because it's
right,
hard and it's a
right,
full-time job. Everybody is
right,
working at Hall.
right,
And
right,
and so, like, we are only able to do that because of the people who we represent. And it's all about you. And you should expect for those people to care about you while they're making those decisions for the reasons that they go there. Everything they do should be about you. That is their job, is to make it all about you. So when it's
right,
about it's about my friends, it's about a benefit for me, and it's not about you, fundamentally what we're supposed to have breaks down.
right,
And so that's why, I don't think that I meet a lot of politicians that even use the word love. And it's
right,
probably because, there's this, you got to have this image and it's just, just whatever it is. I won't go on a diatribe about that, but
right,
it has to be about love. Has to
right.
be.
It has to be. Uh,
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very profound. It's amazing. It's simple, but we don't say it enough.
We don't say it enough. We don't talk about the things that matter. And I believe that we're so successful in this campaign right now because we have something to say that matters. And
Right,
people will listen if you got something to say. And so just always have to say what we know, figure out if anybody else is like experiencing the same thing with us, and usually they are, and we need to talk about it. The more that we, this sense of propriety where, well, we don't talk about politics or we don't have opinions about things in circles or in we basically just kind of don't talk about it. And I don't know where this false sense of propriety comes from, but whatever it is, the reason is the
right,
the effect, the impact is that we are not all collectively connecting our consciousnesses saying, yeah, we all see a problem with this, or why is it like this, or well, this should be better, or well, that was wrong, or well, that's very alarming, or hey, that actually looks like a liability. We're not saying these things. And so such a small think tank is making decisions and it's getting influenced by money,
right.
and so it's like, yeah, we have to talk about it because, again, fundamentally, if we
Thank you,
want
thank you.
change, this is our job.
Oh wow. You said a phrase that corresponds with what we're advocating. We have to talk about it. I did a research a while back involved, what's that, introverts?
Uh-huh.
It was a gentleman who explained even introverts have to come out of their own, they have to come out of their shell. Don't
Yeah.
don't keep information. Let's talk about it.
That's right. And I think some people are introverts by nature, just meaning, they like to be they're fully comfortable and satisfied being in
Yes.
groups or by themselves. I love just like chilling sometimes, like by myself, just
Yeah,
like
same here. Yeah.
no talking, just the conversation are enough, please.
Yeah.
And then, but I think that sometimes people don't speak up. Like I'll just say, and we'll just do real talk because that's all I know how to
Okay.
do.
Right.
I was at City Hall for a while, and I know that there are so many people who work there that have something to say and have concerns and are like, oh my gosh, like we could do this better. They have ideas, or, they have something to say, but they don't because they're not empowered to be of help in that way to our city. They're not empowered to be able to express themselves, and I know that
Wow.
we can't be having frustration all the time in the workplace and all being like, how pissed off we are. It's not about negativity. It's about
Right.
expression. And when you're not allowed to express yourself, yeah, you get kind of negative. And when you're
Yes.
afraid to lose your job if you express yourself, then you feel oppressed. And so when you're sitting there in that oppression cycle, because you can't even express yourself when you know things that are important to say, you're seeing things that are important to bring to light. And it doesn't have to be a catastrophic thing. It could just be all the small things that would make us do a better job or that would help us improve leadership approaches, you know?
Right.
Um,
Right.
and
Right.
so that is that kind of introversion because you feel like you have to be or there will be a consequence for you or you will lose something. That's oppression. And so that is what I'm hoping that because that's a little harder to overcome. And so it is
Yes.
important to talk about it and have safe places to talk about
Yeah.
things that we're seeing that we know needs to be improved, because our collective is how we make things better. So when I'm out there 24/7, I'm everywhere. Why do you think I'm out there, Tyrone? Because these folks see things, they have great ideas, like they help me understand things because they will express to me what they think,
Right.
Any
Right.
who would, I wish they would.
Right. Oh wow. Freedom of
Great.
expression.
That's great. I wanted to step in and say, I'm just excited to hear you give us all this powerful information. And one of my mottos for this year was to show up, speak up, and shine. And you're doing that. And we want you to continue to be the voice for those who are oppressed and for those who want but just don't have the courage. And so you're
Right.
helping us with this
Thank
communication
you.
and getting the word out. So you
Yes.
couldn't have said any better. I appreciate you for those words.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Yes. That I mean, just when you said that, I kid you not, the sun is out. And and yeah, and I can see the sun is out on your side as well. Thank
That's
you.
right.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. And you know what? Um, what you said, it just is towering over to my next question. Uh, it pertains to the school board, the KCMO school board. And I was listening to a program yesterday, a podcast. Um, I love KKFI, community rate, KKFI.
Mhm.
But it featured Jamaica Hendricks, I believe. Jamaica, she is a school board member, but she's like an elected second sub-district in Kansas City Public School. But but she talked about parents are the most powerful tool for change. in the school board meetings and community, but a lot of them and it goes back to exactly what you're talking about, Crissy. A lot of parents, they're work, you got single parents working 2 jobs, you know, and the kid has no, I guess, direction. But a lot of parents feel as though their their voices don't amount up to anything. It they just like it kind of goes along with what you say. They I mean, but it's like, when did they even have time? And the gentleman that was interviewing her, he advised it was I guess a young girl. Uh, I believe he was working at a particular school, but he said, I guess she didn't have money for lunch at times, and he would like buy her, like just kind of give her, money. He says at the end of the month, he gave out a lot of money for students' lunches. It was kind of it blew my mind. But piggyback to what Ms. Hendrick was talking about, she said a lot of parents, they don't feel like they don't have a voice when they do go to uh,
Yeah.
these school board meetings, and she has 2 daughters, and I believe one has just been accepted in University of Chicago. I don't know if it's our school. I didn't really, but I know she said University of Chicago. But yeah, but what is your opinion on this school board?
Yeah.
Because I know you're in the 4th district.
I am in the 4th district. So I when I moved to Kansas City, I was a young mother, and I was like, okay, I got to find a school for my kids, and I lived in a city and had kids that were ready to go to school. And so the the reality in Kansas City around schools, I think, is just concerning to any parent, right?
Right.
No matter if you live on the east side, west side, south side, north, central, every parent, wants their kids to be able to get a good education, and as they as they should, right? And so this is something that I think that every mother can relate to, because when we see parents, or like, I've been a mother who has felt like helpless in a situation with my kids before, and it's a horrible feeling. And so when you're a parent and you're feeling kind of helpless in the situation when it comes to your kids' education, and you're working your hardest, you're trying your best, like you just don't really know what to do. That's
Right.
hard. A hard thing to feel. I got involved in education advocacy because I recognize, we have a long way to go before we're where we want to be, right, in education. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Yes.
And, I got involved with a lot of groups during, over 15 years, really. I'm still involved with them today. And the Parent Power Lab is a group that was started by Spark Bookhart, because what you're saying is true. Parents need to be involved, but they don't know how. They don't feel like they have a voice, and they really just don't know how to make the changes that are to solve what's worrying us all. And so Parent Power Lab exists to empower parents and give them a in the in the governance of their kids' education, because they're electing school board members, at least for public district schools they are. And in some charters, they have parent elect positions where the parents elect. So I mean, that election process. And I think that there's strength in numbers. And so, if honestly, Parent Power Lab is creating a space to where you don't have to feel like, I'm one person, what can I do? Like, you can get involved, and not only do they educate parents on how to, they educate on what's going on, and they really use science and data driven explanation process. You know,
Right.
they're
Wow.
really
Wow.
they're not only helping parents know what they can do, they're informing them on like, how do we get here, like what could we do moving forward, what works, like how do we do this, and they're organizing. And it's so,
Wow.
and I wish
Wow.
that every parent could get involved with that, but that's how we do it. We have to organize really to make a difference, because it's hard for one person to, you know, to do something when there's no organization around it. And so I think that, you know, groups like that are on the right track, and I'm glad that parents are running, and they're running because they have a stake in it right now. You know, their kids and they're having concerns, and they, you know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
should have a seat at the table. They should have a seat at the table, because their perspective is hugely valuable to the overall getting it right, you know. And so
Right. Right.
let's
Oh,
their
wow.
problem run, because, you know, they get it.
Right. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, you're throwing some nuggets. You're throwing some nuggets at us. And I haven't heard of the parent power lab. That sounds, yes, my wife, she works as a teacher assistant for 3, 4, 5 years for 25 years, Kansas City School District. So she definitely, when it comes to parent teachers conference, she tells me sometimes it's either a hit or miss. But
Yeah.
it all goes back to the parent schedules and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Um,
hard. I have a great safety net around me right now, but I have 4 kids. They're all school age. They're 8, 11, 15, and 17. And my husband had to go to Tulsa to do a medical residency after he
yeah,
medical school. So I'm a single parent household right now, in
right.
that, you know, and if I didn't have my parents who are helping with rides, I mean, I've got a village of people around me
That's
helping,
good.
right?
That's
And
good.
the only reason I'm able to be running for office and to be, you know, like sane and
Right,
to be everywhere in the community is because I have the support system. But most people don't have that kind of support system, you know, and so, and you shouldn't have to have it to make sure your kids are getting educated, you know. I mean, that's our job as a, you know, a public education system that we support, vote in leadership, pay for. It needs to work, right?
and I like that. I'm gonna write that down. It needs to work. I like that.
Yeah.
Me and my wife,
Keep
we
all
take
the politics out, just make it work, you know.
right.
It'll
We
work
have
if you work it.
What's that?
It'll work if you work it.
Where
yeah,
do I work? Oh, it'll work. I'm sorry. You're breaking up a little bit. I couldn't hear you.
I say it'll work if you work it.
There you go.
yeah.
That's right.
I just gotta read. Hope just yeah. She said I'm working 3 jobs and struggling bad, and I'm single with no kids, and it's bad for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my wife, we take care of my oldest brother with special needs. And
Hmm.
man, her and her parents, they're a godsend. And we also have a caregiver that comes 4 days a week. I mean, you absolutely right. It takes a community. I work overnight, she works days, she does a lot of volunteer. So he needs that added attention. And like you said, with your family. Uh, that's amazing. We have about 5 minutes and 48 seconds left. I have one last question, and then I'll let it. Anthony, do you have a question you would like to ask?
No, sir. Y'all doing great. I appreciate her giving her time and sharing all this important information. So keep up the great work.
Hey, thank you. I'm trying my best.
I know that's right. Yeah, but I also heard yesterday with Miss, I believe, get my notes together. Yeah, Miss Kendricks was talking about what's that, 40, well, I guess it's like a plan. It's called point one. I don't know if I wrote it right, but it's in regards to the treatment of parents and students. And it has like a 45-day period, like I guess the school board or the school district has to give back to the parents, the teachers and staff to be revised. And it in regards to treatment of teachers and students, because we hear from time to time, we don't hear enough from teachers of what's happening in their classroom. Oftentimes we don't hear a lot. I mean, like my wife, she would tell me certain things, like, projects and stuff. But this is in regards to policies that allows schools to, I guess, endorse procedures. But a lot of teachers, and it could go back to teachers as well. A lot of teachers, they might find it hard to express themselves of what's actually happening and going on in the classroom, because they're getting hit all at once. They're getting hit from every angle you could think of. It's just, but I don't know if I wrote this down, but I believe it's called point one. But it goes back to the treatment for teachers and staff in schools. So I'm going to have to put that back up. But I just thought I just kind of lay that out to you. But we have like 3 minutes left. So if it's any quick like moment you want to have for us, I'm trying to rephrase it right, but it's an emotional thought that you have for all of us. The floor is yours. This is your platform.
All right, you're asking me to be inspirational on the spot. Let me think. All right. Responding to questions, but okay, I got something. All right. So, all right, Tuesday, April 4th.
Okay.
Is going to be a big day, not just because we're going to see who wins. That's part of it.
Okay.
But what I'm excited about personally on Tuesday is that I'm going to get to see, through these election results, there's a lot of things I'm going to be able to understand. I'm going to understand how close our community is to being ready for folks who they know love them, they know will serve them.
Yes.
They're the folks who have been walking the walk, and for real been walking the walk.
Right. Yes.
Their actions speak louder than their words, and that these are the folks that we want to be our champions, because we're getting better at figuring out what a champion does.
Oh, yes.
And we're getting better. I want to see if we're getting better at electing people who are gonna really do it for us. And it's not easy, because you may, again, if we're all busy, you may not have time to know enough about this election outside of what you get in your mailbox.
Right.
And the money that pays for all the stuff that comes to your mailbox, you'd have to do a little bit of research to figure out why you even got those mailers. Right. And I mean, if you don't have time to get informed outside of what comes through your mailbox, do you have time to go research who's paying for every mailer that comes through and what might be motivating them to do that? And so it seems like an impossible situation, because that is very real. But I have been out on this campaign trail for about 1.5 years. I mean, really for 15. I mean, I've been out here forever, right? In these streets. And
I think we just got a few more minutes.
I really feel like the community is gonna do some amazing stuff on Tuesday, and I'm excited for it.
Thank you, thank you. And would you end us off with a quick prayer? With a prayer.